Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Apprentice School Athletic Center on the campus of Newport News Shipbuilding right here in the heart of Newport News, Virginia. You are in for another treat as Builder basketball is about to take place. Good afternoon once again. Howard McCain with you for the play-by-play as it happens. Dave Davenport will serve as our engineer-producer, while Mike Davenport will be our camera man. This afternoon, Barber, Scotia, out of Concord, North Carolina, comes into the Apprentice School Athletic Center for the 2026 MLK Classic to take on your Apprentice School Builders, head coach by Michael Gainey. Builders kind of fell on some hard times last night by dropping their contest in the tournament to, wait a minute, looking at my notes here, dropped their matchup last night to South Carolina Central Christian by a score of 89-80, up and down game last night, but the Builders just unable to quite get over the hump last night. Builders fell to 10-6 on the season, and right now currently sit at 2-1 in the NSAC. That's the New South Athletic Conference. Now, this is the first time these teams have played one another. The Builders have already played the Sabres of Barber, Scotia once already back in December of last year, and they took that contest home with an 81-55 victory. So the Builders looking to get back to their winning ways after dropping their one and only appearance in the MLK tournament on last night. Across the gym on the other side, head coach Jonathan Havea is in his first season at the helm for the Sabres. He brings the Sabres in 5-5, 1-1 in conference play. Now, this will count as a conference matchup. Builders last night against South Carolina Central Christian lost that game, so they dropped to 2-1 in conference play. They have an opportunity to add to their resume in conference if they're able to get out of here with a victory. Basketball is tipped off, and we're underway. Sabres with the first possession and the first basket. Your officials for this afternoon's game: Antoine Dawkins, Breland Hillman, and Jordan Wade are your officials, as the Builders' first shot is off the mark, but there for the putback is Monte Rudolph. So let's run down your starters real quickly for the visiting Sabres. London Roseman, Landon Griffin, Nicholas Gravely, Ray Brooks, and Channing Beatles make up your starting five. For the Builders, your starters this afternoon are Wayne Hedgepeth, Jabari Brackett, Amir Cole-Petro, Monte Rudolph, and Jaleel Hope. Builders able to feed it inside, and Wayne Hedgepeth gets his name into the scoring column. Pace off the chart so far. First turnover. That's Channing Beatles for the visiting Sabres. The last time these teams played back in December, Wayne Hedgepeth went for 19-7, 19 points, 7 rebounds. As the Builders not being careful with the basketball, turn it over. Fast break opportunity is converted for the Sabres off of the 4-on-1 break. That's Nicholas Gravely with the bucket. We're tied. That corner three, well off the mark. Hedgepeth fighting underneath, gets the loose ball. No foul call there, as the Sabres create another turnover and another conversion by Landon Griffin off of the turnover. So far, 4 of the Sabres' 6 points have been generated off of Builder turnovers. As Cole-Petro gives it off to Brackett. I believe he stepped out of bounds. Yeah, he stepped out of bounds on the sideline, so that's another Builder turnover. So if I'm not mistaken, that's already 3 turnovers in the first 2 minutes for the Builders. So if you coach Gainey, you just need your guys to settle down. Is there going to be a foul call here? Now, it looked like a push in the back. It'll be up to the official to determine who the foul was actually on, and they're going to give that one to Jabari Brackett. So for Jabari Brackett, that'll be his first personal foul and the team's first. It looked like Jabari got pushed in the back while trying to set a screen. So the foul is going to be credited to the Builders. And the Sabres will keep possession on this end. Builders are on a 7-game win streak against the Sabres. 7-0. Really 7-0 all time. They've only met 7 times, and the Builders have defeated the Sabres 7 times. Here's Roseman, guarded closely by Cole Petro. Shot clock now at 10. Roseman looks. Shot clock now at 5. Shot clock now at 2. Will they get a shot off? They will not. That will be a shot clock violation. Sabres not paying attention to the shot clock, and that's going to be a turnover for Barber, Scotia. Again, out of Concord, now North Carolina. Now, they've already played one game in the tournament, same as the Builders. They lost their matchup against Camp Community College, 70-62. So both teams right now winless in the MLK Classic. Cole Petro forced up a shot, but Jaleel Hope is there to clean it up. And we're tied again. Builders force another turnover. Here's Hedgeman. Feed inside to Rudolph. He's going to be fouled, so he will go to the line to shoot 2. They're going to credit Ray Brooks with that personal foul. That'll be his first personal foul and the team's first. So that will put Monte Rudolph at the free throw line to see if they can give the Builders a lead, and he does. 7-6 now is our score. Now, if you don't know a whole lot about Barber, Scotia College, they are located again in Concord, North Carolina. They joined the NSAC in fall of 2025. Now, they had basketball, as Monte Rudolph makes them both. They did have basketball, but basketball kind of dissolved, and they brought it back for the fall of 2025. That is when they joined the NSAC, as that shot is off the mark. Loose ball last touched by the Builders. So they will be competing in conference in both football and basketball. Sabres. Here's Roseman. Roseman rises from 3. Shot off the mark. Loose ball taken by Hope. Now, the college, as the Builders travel, so that'll be another turnover. So that's 2 turnovers right now that have been committed by Jabari Brackett. One was a travel, the other one Jabari stepped out of bounds. But the college was originally set up as a college to educate African-American women to prepare them to go into professions like education and social work. So, of course, their purpose has changed somewhat over the years as they now have men in the college. That shot off the mark by Roseman. Scramble for the basketball. That 3-point shot off the mark. Builders secure the loose ball to start the fast break. Here's Hope. Cole Petro. His corner 3 is money. Builders now with a 5-point lead. That is their largest lead of the afternoon so far. As Gravely works the offense. That shot up and good off the glass for Channing Beatles. Builder lead now has been cut. Here's Hope. Thought he might have been fouled on that one, no call. That one is short. And Jaleel Hope there for another putback. That three up and good. Man. Nicholas Gravely didn't even wait for the rest of his team. Builder lead now cut to 2. Near turnover there. Here's Hope. Off the mark. Hedgepeth works. And he's going to be fouled. That foul is going to be credited to Channing Beatles. That'll be his first and the team's second. We'll take a timeout, media timeout, under 16 timeout, 13-10, Builders over the Sabres.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
Builders with 4 early turnovers in this game. Again, we're just barely over 5 minutes in the game. Builders have turned the ball over 4 times. Their opponent has turned it over 3. Both teams have only been able to convert those turnovers into 4 points so far, so those turnovers haven't hurt either team at the moment. So prior to that timeout, there was a foul called on Channing Beatles. That'll be his first personal foul of the team's second. So that'll put Wayne Hedgepeth at the line to shoot 2. And he makes the first. Again, the last time these teams played, he went off. 19.7 rebounds. Right now, he has 2. And that's where he'll stay until the next opportunity to score. Here's Roseman. Roseman pulls up right around the free throw line, off the mark. Nice job of saving it there by Cole Petro. Hope with the kick to the corner. I think that three-point shot by Rudolph was partially blocked. Sabres come back on the attack quickly. That three-point shot off the mark. Builders with an opportunity to run. Basketball was poked away, so it'll stay Builder basketball. Jabari Brackett will make his way back onto the floor. Trevon Davis will see his first action for the Sabres. Late substitution is Jalen Maddox for the Sabres as well. 14 minutes remaining in the first half. The 2026 MLK Classic at the Apprentice School Athletic Center as the Builders take on the Sabres of Barber, Scotia. Here's Brackett, his shot off the mark. Fight for the basketball. Sabres come away with it. Skip pass by the Sabres. Here's Maddox with 15 on the shot clock. Nice job with the hands by Jaleel Hope. Triggers the fast break opportunity where the Builders having a tough time converting here in the paint. That's 3 shots at the basket. None of them go down for the Builders. Here's Gravely. His shot blocked by Jaleel Hope. Jaleel Hope, get that shot out of here. So the Sabres will reset, trailing by 3 here. Here's Maddox. His shot. Money. So Jalen Maddox with his first points of the afternoon. Here's Heshbeth. Heshbeth, bottom of the basket. That's his 5th point of the afternoon. And that pushes the Builder lead back up to 3. Builders have led by as many as 5 early in this game. Gravely. Shot off the mark. Hope with another rebound. Here's Cole Petro. Feed on the baseline to Hedgepeth. Hedgepeth kind of forced it. Thought he was going to get the foul call. He didn't. That 3 by Brackett off the mark. Rebound taken by Davis. Builders nearly forced the turnover. And this pace is incredible right now by both teams. And this is the kind of game, believe it or not, that Coach Gainey wants his team to play. He wants a more up-tempo style. He wants them out and running to try to see if they can force the defense out of position and get themselves a much easier shot at the basket. But we're going to have a stoppage in play. We got a timeout. That's going to be a turnover by the Builders. We had a timeout. Media timeout will take it with them, the under 12. Builders holding to a 3-point lead. MLK Classic will be back.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
16-13. Builders lead the Sabres of Barber, Scotia College out of Concord, North Carolina. Again, Howard McCain, Dave Davenport, Mike Davenport here to bring you this afternoon's action here. The MLK Classic is that pass is going to be poked out of bounds by the Builders, so the basketball will stay on this end of the court. Builders looking to draw even in this weekend's tournament. Now, this tournament doesn't have a winner. There isn't a trophy that is awarded at the end of it. It's sort of a round-robin tournament, so no tournament champion. But if any tournament that you enter, of course, you want to come out of it with a perfect record. As that shot is partially blocked by Jaleel Hope, his second block of the first half. Hope leads the break, kicks it to the corner. That shot way off the mark. Loose ball controlled by the Builders. A little bit too strong with the pass on the inside by Rosser. Back come the Sabres. They come up empty on their fast break opportunity. So neither team's field goal percentage is just really jumping off the page right now. Builders shooting 37% while the Sabres are shooting 35%. So a lot of missed shots so far. Shot clock at 10. Here's Cole Petro. Has the basketball poked away. Feed goes inside to Rosser. And Shimon Rosser finally gets on the scoreboard. Having put in so much work in the paint early in this basketball game, he has 2. Builders now lead by 5. Feed goes inside to Maddox, tried to draw the foul without making the basket or considering making the basket. Gets back his own miss. Sabres once again off the mark. Rebound taken by Hope. Now, the last time these teams played, Jaleel Hope had 13 rebounds. He is well on his way to matching, even exceeding that total. Spin move by Rosser. Shot up and in, and he is fouled. So count the basket at the foul. They're going to credit that foul to Christian Nickerson, the 6'4" forward. He'll pick up his first personal foul. That'll be the team's third. So that will send Shaman Rosser to the free throw line again to try to complete the three-point play the old-fashioned way with the and one. 9:17 remaining in the first half. And he does just that. Builders now with their largest lead, 8 on tonight. As the Sabres work against this matchup zone defense, try to shoot over the top of it. Nothing doing there. As Aaron Hill, three-point shot, fades out of bounds. He's now scoreless for the Sabres. Sabres with some light full court pressure. Copetro able to break the timeline at 22 seconds. Copetro decides to just take it himself. Nope. Dishes it out to Ross, or his shot off the mark, but Rudolph is there to bank it in off the glass. 10-point lead now for the Builders. Hill to Gravely. Back to Hill. Hill gets into the lane. What did they call? They're going to call an offensive foul call. I didn't see who he called it on. Okay, they're going to give it to Aaron Hill. So for Aaron Hill, that will be his first personal foul and the team's fourth. Builders looking to add to their 10-point lead. Step through. His pass is tipped out of bounds. So to remain Builder basketball is Kamari Falks, who's new into the contest. Bit of a Euro step pass there that ended up getting tapped out of bounds. Rosser takes it himself, and he's fouled. So they're going to give that foul to Aaron Hill. So for Aaron, he's quickly picked up 2 fouls since he's been on the floor. As Barber, Scotia is going to take a timeout. It's going to be a full timeout. Let's take it with him. 8:11 remaining in the first half. Builders lead by 10.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
The Apprentice Athletics Booster Club membership is now open for the 2024-2025 season. You can choose a general membership to support all Apprentice Athletics, or you can designate one specific sport to support. Membership is good for the entire 2024-2025 athletic year, regardless of which decision you make. Scan the QR code or visit gobuilders.com to get your membership today.
$8:11 remaining in the first half of this afternoon's contest between the Sabres and the Builders in the 2026 MLK Classic. Man, it's been great to have you along for the ride. Hope you've enjoyed yourself for this weekend's tournament. As Rosser at the free throw line hits the first of 2. So for Rosser, that is his 6th point of the afternoon. Builders now with an 11-point bulge on the scoreboard. as Rosser makes them both. So 12 points now is the lead for the Builders. It's Gravely crosses the timeline. Quick pass inside to Maddox. Maddox unable to convert the three-point opportunity, but he is going to be fouled. That foul is going to be credited to Shamon Rosser, his first personal foul, the team's second. So that will send Maddox to the free throw line, the 6'2", 200-pound freshman. Well, the Sabres have been locked out of the scoreboard for a little while here. And he ends that drought. Wayne Hedgepeth will give Cole Petro an opportunity to go to the bench and get some fluids. 8:01 remaining in the first half. Maddox makes them both. So the Builders turn it over. Lapse in concentration right there. That is now the Builders' 8th turnover of the first half. Sabres trigger it in with Gravely. That three-point shot goes down for Landon Griffin. Griffin now with 5 on the afternoon. Is Hope being harassed in the backcourt. Hope has 2 seconds, 1 second. Just did get it over the timeline as Rudolph has a shot blocked. Gravely able to get the loose ball over to Roseman. Roseman drains the three. And we have a quick whistle. I'm looking at the officials. They're not discussing anything. I'm not sure what that whistle was for, as Cole Petro will make his way onto the floor for Falks. As Coach Jonathan Havea yells out defensive instructions for his Sabres. Full court pressure by the Sabres. Builders able to break it. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Cole Petro just simply followed the defender that came to double team him. He just got on his back and just rode him all the way to the basket for an easy right-handed layup. Here on the other end, Gravely with another three-point basket. He now has 10 for the Sabres. And the Builder lead has been trimmed just that quickly from 12 to 3. We're going to get a foul call. A foul call is going to be on Aaron Hill. That is his third personal foul. So surely Coach Havea is going to pull him. I don't see Coach Havea motioning towards the bench to send anyone in for Aaron Hill. So he will stay on the floor, it looks like. So Cole Petro has to go off the floor. I'm not sure why. He's bleeding. Okay, so Cole Petro is bleeding, so they said that the coach has 30 seconds to correct it, or he has to make a substitution. So that's why we have the current stoppage in play. 6:41 remaining in the first half. Game number 2 for the Builders in the 2026 MLK Classic as Coach Gainey decides to send Jabari Brackett into the contest to replace Cole Petro. Cole Petro right now is in the trainer's room trying to get the bleeding stopped. Builders were up just a moment ago by 12. Now they're only up by 3. Hope. Builders working the perimeter. Here's Rudolph. His left-handed runner off the mark. Outlet to Roseman. Roseman lays it off the glass for an easy 2, and the Builder lead has been absolutely erased. Just when you thought the Builders were going to put a little bit of distance between them and the Sabres said, we are here. Euro step pass. And Shamon Rosser puts an end to that. That puts the Builders back up by 3. Here's Gravely to Roseman. Roseman off of the screen. Gets it to Maddox, and Maddox is fouled. They're going to give that one to Wayne Hedgepeth. That'll be his first personal foul and the team's third. So that'll put Jalen Maddox back at the line. The last time Maddox was at the line, he hit both of his free throws. He has 4 in the contest. Make it 5. So Cole Petro is back after getting patched up. So he'll enter the game along with Trayvon Davis for the Sabres as Maddox hits them both. Again, more pressure in the backcourt by the Sabres. Jaleel Hope able to get it over the timeline, but he's dangerously close to the midcourt stripe. His shot blocked by Gravely. Loose ball control by the Sabres. Sabres with an opportunity to take a lead that they haven't seen for quite a while. That feed inside ends up in the hands of Maddox, and Maddox is going to be fouled again. This time by Cole Petro. So that'll be Cole Petro's first personal foul. That will be the team's 4th. So that'll put Maddox back at the line, who's currently perfect at the line. Now, a lot of times when you hear people say that, they give the announcers jinx, and they end up missing the next one. It didn't work this time. We are now tied 29-29. The Builders' 12-point lead has been erased. Sabres off of this free throw have an opportunity to take a lead that they haven't seen in quite some time, and they get it. 30-29 now, 5:16 left in the first half. Builders and Sabres, 2026 MLK Classic here at the Apprentice School Athletic Center. As Cole Petro gets it over to Hedgepeth. Here's Rosser. Rosser tried to get it inside. That shot or that pass was blocked. Hedgepeth unable to convert. Here's Griffin. Just takes it right at the defense, and they're going to call an offensive foul. So for Griffin, Landon Griffin, that'll be his first personal foul, and that'll be the team's 7th. Isaiah Riggins is going to come in for Landon Griffin. So for the remaining 4:48, the Builders will be in the bonus. As Cole Petro, with a fresh Band-Aid on his forehead, brings the basketball across center court. Shot clock now at 15. Builders want to go inside the Hedgepeth, but that pass from Cole Petro gets picked off. Sabres control. Here's Roseman. Roseman off of the screen. Shot off the mark. Hope with yet another defensive rebound. Here's Rosser. His shot off the mark. Both teams don't really care about ball security. In this first half, we're turning it over. They're turning it over at will so far. Here's Cole Petro. Shot clock at 15 to Rosser. Shot short. Gravely decides to push it even though he doesn't have the numbers. Roseman being guarded by Hedgepeth. Shot clock now at 12. Here's Maddox. Maddox stops and pops. Maddox now has 10. in the first half. And the Builders now find themselves down by 3 to the Sabres. Here's Gravely working the baseline. Tried to get it into Maddox, but it was slapped out of bounds by Brackett. As we're going to get a timeout, media timeout, the under 4-minute timeout. Builders trail by 3 here at the MLK Classic.
The USCAA provides our program exactly what they say, a chance for small colleges to compete. It's leveling the playing field for everybody.
Late in the first half, Builders shooting 34% on 11 of 32 shooting. Sabres shooting 44%, 11 of 25 shooting. Sabres right now 4 of 10 for 40%. From beyond the arc, Builders right now 1 of 7 for 14% beyond the arc. Builders built a lead as many as 12. Saw that lead dissolve. And now that is the script has been flipped, and the Sabres now lead by 3 with the basketball. Builders looking to draw even in this weekend's tournament at 1-1 if they're able to take down the Sabres. Here's Cole Petro, outlet to Brackett. Brackett shot off the mark, but there was a foul call. Trevon Davis is going to be credited with the foul during the fast break. So that'll be his first personal foul and the team's 8th. So that'll put Jabari Brackett at the line. Did they say he was fouled in the act of shooting? Okay, so he will shoot 2 instead of the 1-1. And Jabari hits the first. So though that is the first point of the afternoon for Jabari Brackett. Brackett hits them both. Brackett now with 2 on the afternoon. That pulls the Builders within a point of the Sabres. Sabres work the perimeter. Here's Roseman. Gets it over to Davis. Davis works the baseline. Finds Griffin late underneath with the pass, and he was unable to convert. Rebound ripped down by Rosser. Brackett. The Sensible. Drains the 3. And just like that, the Builders have taken the lead right back, 34-32, 1:55 remaining in the first half. As Roseman tries to work it inside, gets the basketball stripped away. Everyone going after it. It was last touched going out of bounds by the Builders. So we'll stay on this end. Riggins to Trigger. Gets it out to Roseman. 10 seconds on the shot clock. As I'm not sure if they are aware of that. 4, 3, 2. They're not going to get the shot off. And that'll be another shot clock violation. So that will be turnover number 9 for the visitors. They now have more turnovers than the Builders. The Builders have 8. Petro with the basketball, 1:25 remaining in the first half. Builders work the perimeter with Hedgepeth. Hedgepeth decides to squeeze one from three off the mark. Sabres running with Griffin. Griffin, reverse layup high off the glass is good. Griffin now has 7. And the Builders and the Sabres are tied at the 1 minute mark remaining in the first half. Roseman really reaching in on Cole Petro a lot on that trip down the court. Shot clock now at 10. Here's Hedgepeth being guarded by Griffin. Rosser. Shot clock now at 5. Builders get it inside to Hedgepeth. His shot gets blocked. Now I believe that is going to be a shot clock violation, and it is. That'll be turnover number 9. So awesome defense by the Sabres. .31 seconds remaining in the first half. We are tied. Which one of these teams will take the lead into the locker room? We're going to decide that in the next 22 seconds. As Griffin, with 18 seconds on the shot clock, Sabres cannot hold for the final shot. There's about a half of a second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Shot clock now under 10. Here's Griffin. Griffin, a long way away from the basket, decides to rise up. His 3 off the mark. And the buzzer went off for the shot clock. That was an inadvertent buzzer, but I think the officials are going to let it stay as it is. Shot clock expires, game clock expires, and we will end it the first half there. 34-34, Builders and Sabres are tied. 2026 MLK Classic. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with second half action and first half stats. Come back with us, 15 minutes. We'll see you in a moment. 34-34 is our halftime score. Welcome back as we get ready to start the second half of action here at the 2026 MLK Classic as the Sabres of Barber, Scotia College out of Concord, North Carolina, taking on your Apprentice School Builders. Some of the halftime stats can kind of tell you why the score is what it is. Now, at one point, the Builders had built a 12-point lead, but that evaporated quickly due to some really, really good play by the Sabres. Lead scorer for the Sabres is Nicholas Gravely. He has 10, along with Jalen Maddox. Jalen Maddox has been a bit of a force inside. He's 2 of 3 shooting, 6 of 6 from the free throw line, which is the most important part or most impressive part of his stat line. Sabres, 12 of 28 shooting, 43%. They shot 4 of 11 from three-point line for 36%. And again, they didn't miss any of their free throws. They're all taken by Jalen Maddox, who was 6 for 6, and he made all 6. Shimon Rosser is your leading scorer for the Builders. He has 9. Builders shot 12 of 35 for 34%, 2 of 9 from the three-point line for 22%. Both teams turned the basketball over 9 times. Neither team really took advantage of it. Barber Scotia turned those into 7 points. The Builders turned those into 8. So, stat line kind of telling, excuse me, as to why we have a 34-34 score as we get ready for the final 20 minutes of the MLK Classic for the Builders and for the Sabres. So, again, stay with us. None of us have any idea how this thing is going to turn out right now. Both teams, again, pretty much canceling each other out, both offensively and defensively, to the tune of a tie score as we get ready to start the second half. Now, the middle 8 is what I pay attention to, ladies and gentlemen. That's the final 4 minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes of the second half. That usually gives you some indication of how the game is going to play out. So the Builders right now are looking to finish that first 4 minutes on the plus side of the scoreboard. So let's see what happens. I'll try to check that along with you as we get ready to start the second half. Builders with the basketball, Copetro being guarded by Griffin. Here's Brackett to Copetro. Copetro penetrates, shot high off the glass, hit the back of the iron. Rudolph with a 3. So with that 3, Builders now come out of the locker room plus 3. Here's Griffin. Gravely working against Copetro. Roseman. His shot went all the way around the rim and came right back out. Loose ball controlled underneath by the Sabres, but there's a foul. Monte Rudolph will be credited with his first personal foul, the team's first. So that'll put Channing Beatles at the line. Beatles 2 points so far in the contest. Did start the first half, did not finish the first half on the floor. Looking to secure the first points for the Sabres out of the halftime locker room. He'll shoot 2. And the first of those 2 rims out. So again, Builders are plus 3 so far out of the halftime locker room. As the second of 2 goes down for Beatles. Builders are now plus 2 out of the halftime locker room in the first 4 minutes of the half. Copetro thought about it. Got it back to Brackett. Hedgman stripped. Hedgman stripped a second time, but Rudolph is there with 10 on the shot clock to secure the loose ball. Shot clock now at 7. Here's Copetro, and Copetro is going to get bailed out with a foul. That foul is going to be credited to Channing Beatles. That'll be his second personal foul and the team's first of the second half. Non-shooting foul. Shot clock reset to 20. Hope attacks. Shot off the mark. Trying to go after his own rebound, but it was last touched by the Builders. Builders with some light forecourt pressure. Gravely gets it over the timeline with 2 seconds to spare. Here's Roseman. Roseman inside the Beatles. His shot off the mark, but there's a foul. They're going to give that one to Wayne Hedgepeth. That'll be Wayne's second personal foul. It'll be the team's second. So that puts Channing Beatles back at the line, who was just 1 for 1 a moment ago from the free throw line. So far, that's the only point scored in the second half by the Sabres. And he makes it. He's now 2 of 3 from the free throw line here in the second half. That's his 4th point of the afternoon. Second one off the mark. So the Builders hold to a 1-point lead. Builders +1 out of the halftime locker room so far. Hedgepeth attacks the basket. Dishes it to Hope. Hope unable to convert 2 times, and the loose ball is tipped out to Griffin. Gravely. Feed inside. Basketball tipped around, controlled by the Builders. Rudolph gets it to hit the Brackett. Brackett sort of short-armed it at the last moment, and that affected the layup. Here's Beatles, and Beatles is fouled. Jaleel Hope is going to pick up his first personal foul. That is already the team's 3rd. So we're going to take a timeout. Builders are going to take a timeout. Full timeout. We'll take it with them. Builders +1 out of the locker room, up by 1 over the Sabres.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
Builders up by 1 over the Sabres of Barber Scotia College out of Concord, North Carolina. Channing Beatles at the line. He'll shoot 2 with an opportunity to give the Sabres a lead. He makes the second one, first one, actually. This is his 3rd consecutive trip to the free throw line. This time he makes them both. So the Builders now trail the Sabres by a point. Builders now -1 out of the halftime locker room. Cole Petro gets it to Jabari Brackett. Back to Cole Petro. Cole Petro with the step through. Nice. Pass inside, tough pass. Jaleel Hope just unable to convert. He goes right back up and knocks it down. Builders now +1 out of the locker room as Griffin gets it to Beatles, and Hope steps out of bounds. Griffin. His three just barely grazed the net on his way out of bounds. So that'll be Builder basketball. As Michael Gainey yells out the play call to his offense. Copetro communicates that to his team as well. Hedgepith working against Beadle. That shot is good. Amir Cole-Petro with his 5th point of the afternoon. Nope, I take it back. That's his 7th point of the afternoon. Builders now with a 3-point lead. It's Gravely finds Griffin. Griffin, his left-handed runner, is good. And the lead is now down to 1. Builders now +1 out of the halftime locker room. So right now, Builders winning the middle 8. As Griffin takes that stat right back. Builders now -1 out of the halftime locker room. So we're now approximately 4 minutes into the game. And when you look at that first 4 minutes of the second half, Builders on the negative side of that first 4 minutes, -1 as we get a foul call. They're going to credit Roseman with his first personal foul in the team's second. And we're going to timeout, media timeout, the under 16. We will take it with them. Builders -1 out of the locker room, trail by 1 to the Sabres.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
Prior to that time, I told you that the Builders are -1 out of the locker room within the first 4 minutes of the second half. So as you track that, you have to ask yourself, well, what does that mean as Monte Rudolph will step to the line to shoot free throws, 15:50 remaining in the first half. I'll let you know what that means in just a moment as Rudolph misses the first of 2. So what does that mean when you track whether the Builders are plus or minus out of the halftime locker room within the first 4 minutes of the second half? Depending on how that first 4 minutes go, that really gives you an idea as Rudolph makes the second of 2, what kind of adjustments each team made at the half and whether those adjustments are giving them more opportunities to either take the lead or extend their lead. Builders were -1. They weren't -3, -5, -7 as that three-point shot misses everything. No, they +3, +5, +7. So that means whatever halftime adjustments were made by both clubs, they really canceled each other out. So this one is probably going to stay nip and tuck all the way to the clock reaches 000. So don't look for either one of these teams to step up and really bust it open and blow the other one out. This was more than likely is going to come down to who has the basketball last when this one is going to be decided. So that's why a lot of times you'll hear people sort of track that middle 8. That middle 8, the last 4 minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes of the second half really is indicative of how your basketball game is going to play out as we go down the stretch. Here's Rosser. Rosser is going to be tripped. He went for a hard spill, and Beadle is still down, and he's up. So they're going to give that one to they're going to give that one to Channing Beatles. That'll be his third personal foul and the team's third. So that'll send Rosser to the line. Rosser right now, I'm looking for it. Rosser has 11 so far. 3 rebounds. Make it 12. 43-42 now. As Jalen Maddox and Trevon Davis make their way back into the basketball game. Builders counter with Wayne Hedgepeth. So Maddox goes 6'2", and Davis goes 6'2". For the Sabres as Rosser back rims the second of 2 free throws. So the Builder lead sits at 1. As the Sabres work the perimeter to Gravely. Gravely hits the 3. That gives the Sabres a 2-point lead, 45-43 now. So again, basketball game continues to stay close as Hill picks up the loose ball. Here's Roseman. Roseman able to convert off of the turnover. That turnover is now the Builders' 11th turnover of the basketball game as Rudolph misses. Loose ball tracked down by the Sabres. Gravely to Hill. Shot clock at 20. Hill feeds it inside to Maddox. Maddox is going to be fouled. They're going to give that foul to Jaleel Hope. That'll be Jaleel Hope's second personal foul, the team's 4th. So Maddox will go back to the free throw line. Maddox with 10. He's been perfect so far at the free throw line. Maybe I gave him the jinx. Maybe I didn't. He's now 7 of 7 from the free throw line. Now, for anybody who follows basketball, that's exactly what you want, especially from one of your big men. Misses. So maybe I did give him the jinx. I don't know. Tie up underneath. The possession arrow is in favor of Barber, Scotia. So the basketball will stay on this end. Builders trail by 5. After having led by as many as 12 in this basketball game. Now find themselves down by the biggest deficit they faced this afternoon. Davis works against Hedgepeth. His step back 3 hits the front of the rim and trickles over. Are you kidding me? Builders now find themselves down by 8. Builders have got to find some offense somewhere as Copetro able to put his head down and get to the basket and bank it in for 2. 6-point deficit now. Gravely works against Hope. Here's Roseman. Maddox with the up fake. Takes it right at the Builder defender who was Hedgepeth. Hedgepeth able to draw the offensive foul. So Jalen Maddox is going to pick up his first personal foul. That'll be the team's 4th. Now, even though Hedgepeth was in the circle, they determined that he was in legal guarding position, and he was set. So when Maddox came into him, Maddox initiated the contact. So the offensive foul was called. 13-13. Nope. I'm sorry. We have a bit of a clock issue, so we're fixing that one right now. 12:58 is how much time that is remaining in this basketball game as the Builders look to cut into this 6-point deficit against Barber, Scotia. On this really rainy day today in Newport News. Now, if you look at the forecast, it's supposed to turn from rain to snow. I guess we'll all see together if that actually does happen. So if you are out there or will be going out there at any time, please drive carefully. All right, so the administrative issues have been fixed. Basketball is back into play. Builders down 2 possessions. Hedgepeth. Feed inside to Hope. Hope turned it over. One pass too many, and that leads to a breakaway layup by Gravely, and the Builders are back down by 8. Have to value the basketball anytime you play an opponent that I believe is now the 12th turnover. Nope, that is the 13th turnover by the Builders as Copetro forces one. It's off the mark, but he's going to be fouled. So Trayvon Davis is going to be whistled for his second. That'll be the team's 5th of the half. So that'll put Amir Copetro at the line to shoot 2 with the clock stopped. Of course, anytime you're down, you want to try to score the basketball while the clock is stopped. Copetro does not take advantage of the opportunity on that free throw as Landon Griffin will make his way back into the ball game for the Sabres. Griffin is one of the starters. Copetro goes 1 for 2. Builders down by 7 to the Sabres. As Davis goes right at Hope and beats him to the basket. Builders now down by 9, their largest deficit. Shade under 12 minutes remaining in the contest. Copetro working off a screen from Hedgepeth. Here's Rudolph. Shot clock now at 10. Rosser goes in against Maddox, just unable to hit. Sabres with a fast break opportunity in the corner to Gravely. His shot off the mark. Here's Griffin. That one is, well, not short, but just missed everything. And they're going to call a foul. They're going to say it was a push. They're going to say Rosser with the push. So Rosser is going to be credited with his second time, his second foul will go to a timeout, media timeout. Builders trail by 9.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
The Apprentice Athletics Booster Club membership is now open for the 2024-2025 season. You can choose a general membership to support all Apprentice athletics, or you can designate one specific sport to support. Membership is good for the entire 2024-2025 athletic year, regardless of which decision you make. Scan the QR code or visit gobuilders.com to get your membership today.
Barber, Scotia with 12 fast break points. Builders with none. Builders have 3 players in double figures. Amari Copetro, Monte Rudolph, and Shaman Ross are all with 10 apiece. Nick Gravely has taken over the leading scorer duties for the Sabres. He has 15. 3 of 6 from three-point land. Feed goes inside to Maddox. Maddox gathers his own miss, and he's going to be fouled. So Amir Cole Petro is going to be he'll pick up his second personal foul. That'll be the Builders' 6th of the half. So that'll send Maddox back to the line, who's 7 of 8 from the free throw line. He has 11 points. So not only do the Builders need to find a scorer, we got to find some energy as the first for Maddox goes through. So Landon Roseman will make his way back onto the floor for Trayvon Davis. As Maddox hits them both. Maddox now 9 of 10 from the free throw line. So if you're thinking about, well, if this game gets tight down the stretch, who should I foul? It isn't Maddox. You don't foul Maddox. Hope nearly has his pocket pick, but instead it's going to be a foul call on Nicholas Gravely. That'll be his first personal foul. That is the team's 6th of the half. So again, you want to see a little bit more energy out of the Builders right now. This game is far from over, trailing by 9. Here's Hedgepeth to Brackett. Brackett turns the corner. His right-handed runner off the mark. Loose ball controlled by Cole Petro. He kicks it to Rudolph. Rudolph off the mark. Maddox throws it ahead to Gravely. Gravely. Nice job by Rudolph to block the shot. And Hedgepeth also with a block, but Hedgepeth is going to be credited with a foul. So for a Hedgepeth, that is his 3rd. That'll be the 7th team foul. So that puts Maddox back at the line, who is 9 of 10 from the charity stripe. Maybe I just shouldn't talk about him. Maybe if I ignore him, it is as if he's not even shooting them. Isaiah Riggins back onto the floor for the Sabres. Builders now down by 12. Shot off the mark. Now 10 of 12 from the free throw line. Builders have got to see the basketball go through the basket here. They have to see that, and they don't. Pass is fumbled out of bounds, so it will go back over to the Sabres. Builders haven't seen the basketball go through the basket in some time. Channing Beatles makes his way back onto the floor. Gravely able to beat the press. Nope, they're going to say he didn't. Basketball goes off of his heel out of bounds, so it will be a turnover. That is their 11th turnover. Hope attacks the basket, was losing the basketball off of his fingertips on his way to the bucket. But there's Wayne Hedgepeth to put it back in for 2. Builders now find themselves down by 10 at the 10-minute mark. Halfway through the second half. Still plenty of time to erase this deficit. Gravely can't find a shot. Finds Griffin. And they're going to say it was last touched by Rudolph. As Shimon Rosser back onto the court. That'll send Rudolph back to the bench. Still an eternity of time left in this basketball game to erase this 10-point deficit. Here's Roseman. Roseman, his 3 off the mark. Builders unable to come up with the loose ball, and they commit the loose ball foul. So they're going to give that one to Jaleel Hope. That'll be his third, and that'll be the 8th team foul. So that now has the Sabres in the bonus for the remaining 9.5 minutes. So here's Isaiah Riggins shooting the 1-and-1. And he makes the first. So Monte Rudolph will come in for Jaleel Hope. .9:31 remaining in the second half. The second off the mark. 11-point deficit. Feed inside to Rosser. Rosser is tripped and fouled. So they're going to give that one, I believe, to Channing Beatles. That'll be his 4th personal foul, the team's 7th. As he signals to the bench with 2 thumbs up saying, leave me in. And I don't see Coach Havea making a move to his bench to replace Beatles. So Shimon Rosser with an opportunity to cut into this deficit. And we miss. Builders now 11 of 16 from the free throw line. Now the Builders, again, shoot about 64% from the charity stripe as a team. Makes the second of 2. So right now the Builders shooting somewhere around 69%. As there's going to be a turnover in the backcourt. Basketball will stay on this end. So the Builders with a possible 3 or 4 point trip down the floor. Here's Copetro. Hedgepeth decides to take the jumper. It's off the mark. Rosser fights. Shot up off the glass and good. Count the basket and the foul. That foul will go on Channing Beatles. And for Beatles, that's his 5th foul. So he is now disqualified from the game. Christian Nickerson will come in for him. So Shimon Rosser with an opportunity for a 4-point trip down the floor for the Builders, which will go huge towards erasing that 11-point deficit to pull him back within 7, and he does just that. Nice job of taking advantage of that opportunity. Here's Riggins. Riggins. He lost it. They're going to say it was last touched by the Builders. Here's Roseman. Roseman. Attacking the basket. Wow. That was just a really nice job of him using his length to get the basketball past the defender before he could even try to block it. Sabres now back up by 9. Hedgepeth spins, baseline. Forced this shot up. It just missed. Here's Griffin. Hedgepeth able to get back and get a hand on the basketball before it went out of bounds. Jaleel Hope for Wayne Hedgepeth. And that is going to be a turnover by the Sabres. Christian Nickerson. So Builders with an opportunity to cut into this lead. They're down by 9. Hope works it over to Rosser. Rosser Just went right into the chest of the defense, unable to convert, but Cole Petro is there to pick up the loose ball and bank it in for 2. Builders now down by 8. Some light full court pressure. Here's Roseman with the kick to Griffin. Griffin gets it into the corner to Riggins. Riggins with a huge three-point shot. And that pushes the lead back up to double digits now. Here's Hope. Hope goes right at the defense. Shot is up, no good, but there's a foul. They're going to give that one to Nicholas Gravely. That'll be his second personal foul, and the team's 9th. We're going to take a timeout, the under 8 media timeout. Builders trail by 10 here at the MLK Classic. We'll be back.
The USCAA provides our program exactly what they say, a chance for small colleges to compete. It's leveling the playing field for everybody.
Sabres have converted 4 more shots from the three-point stripe than the Builders have. They're 7 of 18 from 3. That's 39%. Builders are 3 of 12 for 25% from the three-point arc. But again, the Builders have an opportunity to cut into this lead with the clock stopped. And Jaleel Hope at the line to try to shoot and make 2. He'll shoot 2. Need Jaleel to make 2. He only has 6 points today. But man, has he worked hard underneath. And the first of 2 goes down. 7:18 remaining. Builders trail by 9. So again, still an eternity of time as Jaleel Hope makes the second, and an eternity of time still remaining in this basketball game for the Builders. But they have to take something away from Barber, Scotia. And that doesn't help. We're not stopping them defensively. Right now we're just trading baskets. 2 for 2, 3 for 2, 2 for 2, 2 for 2, 3 for 2. That shot off the glass, no good. As Christian Nickerson commits his second personal foul. That's now 10 team fouls. So the Builders are in the double bonus for the remaining 6:53. So look for the Builders' shots to all come towards the basket. Why? You have to create opportunities to score the basketball as often as possible while the clock is stopped, just like you did right there with 2 made free throws by Cole Petro while the clock was stopped. So again, converting on your end offensively is one thing, but getting stops on the defensive end is another. There's one. Now, can the Builders take advantage? Here's Cole Petro with the left hand, and it's off the glass and good. Now the Barber Scotia lead is now down to 6. So again, it comes down to, can you stop them defensively? Now, you can't come down here and surrender a 3 and you just got a 2. That one's off the mark. Can they get the loose ball? No. Griffin. So once again, you trade buckets there. Lead is back up to 8. 68-60. And you turn it over, I believe, in the backcourt. Now, did they call a foul? And they did. They called that foul on Jaleel Hope. That is now his 4th personal foul and the team's 9th. So that will put the Sabres at the line to shoot the 1-and-1. So if Griffin makes both of these, the lead is back up to 10. So Wayne Hedgepeth will come back onto the floor along with Jalen Maddox for the visitors. Griffin misses. So the Builders have an opportunity to knock this lead down to 6, maybe even 5 on this trip, depending on how things go. Offensively, as the feed goes inside to Rosser, and Rosser is fouled immediately. That foul call is on Jalen Maddox, his 2nd personal foul. So that'll put Rosser at the line to shoot 2. So again, these are the opportunities you need for the Builders as they trail. You need to score while the clock is stopped. I know I've said that pretty much ad nauseum, but that's exactly what we need, and we don't convert. Oh, those drive you nuts. It's the free ones. And we miss them both. So that's a missed opportunity. 5:41 remaining in the basketball game. Builders still trail by 8. So maybe the Builders can force a long shot attempt that comes off long and maybe start a fast break opportunity as Roseman raises up for 3, and the Builders are back down by 11. Builders try to get it inside. Pass is intercepted. Sabres don't value the basketball. They give it back to the Builders. 5:01 left. So realistically, the Builders are kind of right where they need to be, because if you want a realistic shot of getting back into a basketball game at the 5-minute mark, you need to be at least within 10. Builders are within 11. So depending on what they do with their possessions and their opportunities, they have a chance to get back in the basketball game, but we're missing free throws, and we're trading baskets. We're still not hitting from 3. Here's Maddox. Maddox to Roseman. Builders turn him over. Here's Cole Petro going against Hall. Hall has fouled him, and we aren't able to get the and one opportunity. So for Aaron Hill, that's his 4th personal foul. So Cole Petro is at the line shooting 2. Builders missed both free throws just a moment ago with an opportunity to cut into this deficit. Cole Petro converts. Kamari Falks into the ball game. And we missed the 2nd of 2. 4.5 remaining. Builders down by 10. Shot clock at 15. Sabres are in no hurry. Here's Maddox. Maddox. 5 seconds. Feed goes inside to Maddox. He lost the basketball. Here's Cole Petro. Cole Petro with someone up ahead. Doesn't give it off. His shot is blocked, but Rosser, as the trailer, able to pick up the trash and put it into the basket. Builders have the deficit down under double digits, 3:45 remaining. It's Griffin, spin move. His left-hander is good. Here's Cole Petro. Cole Petro found a lane to the basket. Shot was just altered enough on the block to keep it from going in. So it is now Sabre basketball. Time is starting to get a little short here. As Griffin gets it over to Roseman. Roseman attacks. Misses, but he's fouled. So Shamon Rosser is going to be credited with his third foul, the team's 10th. That now puts the Sabres in the double bonus, and we have a timeout. I'm not sure if that was a media timeout, so we'll take it with them. We'll be back. 3 minutes remaining. Builders trail by 10.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
Amirko Petro is your leading scorer for the Builders. He has 17. They go along with 16 for Shamon Rosser. For the Sabres, Nicholas Gravely is still the leading scorer for them. He has 17. Landon Griffin with 15. And London Roseman, who's at the free throw line now, he has 12. Jalen Maddox has poured in 14 off of the bench. They've outscored the Builders 23-9 bench points, which is somewhat unusual when it comes to the Builders, because the Builders in years past have always outscored other teams with their bench, but not today, as Roseman hits one of two, and that puts the Sabres back up by 11. Once again, Builders need to create opportunities to score the basketball with the clock stopped, as the clock is continuing to it's getting shorter and shorter. Here's Rosser working on Maddox. Rosser is fouled. So for Maddox, that is his third personal foul. And that'll send Rosser to the free throw line to shoot two. Last time at the charity stripe, Rosser missed them both. So even if Rosser makes these, we cannot continue to trade baskets with this team. We have to get some stops on the defensive end. As Hope will come in for Falks. Rosser, 1 of 2. So that only trims the lead down to 10 with 2.5 left to play in the basketball game. Here's Roseman. Roseman in the corner. Shot clock now at 10. Roseman is tripped. Came completely out of his shoe. And they're going to credit that foul to Amirko Petro. That is Cole Petro's third personal foul. Builders are over the limit. So London Roseman will get an opportunity to add to his point total. He has 12. 2:18 remaining. Shot off the mark. Second of 2 is made, 11 points. Is the deficit that the Builders are looking at. Now, Robbie, you think the Builders are going to make a run. Sabres have done a good job of just kind of closing the door as the Builders continue to use a lot of clock on this possession. That shot is up and good off the glass for two. Shamon Rosser. Count the bucket at the foul. Jalen Maddox is going to be credited with his fourth personal foul. So Rosser with 2:02 remaining has another opportunity to score the basketball with the clock stopped. Last time at the line, he was 1 of 2. He completes a three-point play. So Builders with some backcourt pressure. Gravely is going to be fouled. Hedgepeth was trying to reach in to create a loose ball situation, but instead he picked up his fourth personal foul. So the clock stopped at 1:54. Gravely will step to the line to shoot two. Gravely makes the first. Gravely now with 18, make it 19 as we're going to get a timeout. Timeout taken by the Sabres. That's only a 30-second timeout. We'll stay here. 1:54 remaining in the game. Builders trail by 10, 2026 MLK Classic taking place right here at the Apprentice School Athletic Center. Tonight's game hasn't quite gone as we would have liked for it to go. Neither did last night, right? Neither did last night quite go the way we hoped it would go. But this Barber Scotia team has played really, really well in this game this evening. 4 players in double digits. Pretty much everything that the Builders threw at them, they matched it. Neither team really won the turnover battle. At one point, that turnover battle was being lost by the Builders. Both teams sit at 16 turnovers apiece. Builders 18 points off of those turnovers. Barber Scotia 16 points off of those turnovers. So, some of these things on the stat sheet have been neutralized by either team. The biggest difference that I see is the number of three-point shots made by Barber Scotia, as that putback is good by Hedgepeth. And also, Barber Scotia won the free throw battle. They've made way more free throws, as that one by Maddox is up and good off the glass. He was fouled as well. So Shamon Rosser will be credited with his fourth personal foul, and that'll send Maddox back to the line, who is currently 10 of 12 from the free throw line, to try to push this deficit back up to 11 for the Builders, and he does just that. So for Maddox, that's point number 18. Builders work the baseline. Shot up and good for Shamon Rosser. So for Rosser, that is his 22nd point. Nicholas Gravely with the foul. Shamon Rosser with an opportunity to complete the three-point play and pull the Builders within 8. Pull the string on it. That one hit the back of the iron. Here's Maddox. His shot off the glass for 2. Builders now 10 of 18 from the free throw line here in the second half. If you make those 8 free throws, this game looks incredibly different, as that shot way off the mark. Here's Hope, who fights hard to muscle it in for 2. Deficit now down to 3 scores with 51.9 seconds remaining. Gravely to Roseman. Griffin. Skip pass to Hill. Roseman being defended by Rudolph. Shot clock at 15. Here's Gravely. Shot clock now at 10. Roseman to Maddox. Maddox. Three-point shot off the mark. Hedgepeth. His reverse layup off the mark. Barber Scotia can pretty much hold. And I believe there was a foul call, and it was. They're going to call that one on Jaleel Hope. That's his last personal foul, so he's now disqualified for the final 5.4 seconds of the basketball game. So when it's all said and done, the Builders will have shot 69% from the free throw line. As Griffin puts an exclamation point on this win for the Sabres as the final 3, 2, 1 seconds run off the clock, and that is where it will end. Barber Scotia out of Concord, North Carolina, come into the Apprentice School Athletic Center and walk out of here with an 84-73 win over the Builders. The Builders will fall to 10-7 on the season, 2-2 in conference play, while the Sabres, will improve to 6-5, 2-1 in conference play. A lot of things to discuss in the locker room for Coach Gainey and his basketball team. We kind of came up short a little bit on the free throw line here tonight. You make those free throws, ladies and gentlemen, the scoreboard looks insanely different. So let's see. For Howard McCain, Dave Davenport, and Mike Davenport, folks, we're going to bid you guys good night. Thank you for joining us for the 2026 MLK Classic here at the Apprentice School Athletic Center. So we'll be back in action real soon. Don't go anywhere. And remember, until then, this is Builder Basketball.